Now, is this something you want to do full-time as an announcer? Like, are you liking it so much that you're like, shit, I could see this? Because you see guys who are fighting like Cormier, Dominic Cruz, these active, Paul Felder, guys going out and doing commentating, and I think that it's really good who guys who have fought are doing it, because that's who you want to hear from, guys that have been in there before.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it lends a credence to the voice. Dominic Cruz is amazing.
Amazing.
Cormier is amazing. Yeah, Felder, amazing. You know, and I think their experience in the cage, you know, lends a credence to when they're calling the fights. I love it. And yeah, you know, full time. Yeah, I don't know if anybody wants to invite me to do some commentary on your shows. You know, hit me up. I would love to do it. I'm having the time of my life, honestly. Like I absolutely adore CFFC. Top-notch promotion. Everybody there was nice. Everybody there was cool. Fighters, backstage, production, owners, everybody, sponsors. Everybody was lovely. So I had the time of my life. I would be a fool to not say I want to do that more.
This immediate rematch. Stipe's been holding out for it. He wants it. I think to a lot of people he deserves it because Miesha, prior to losing to Daniel Cormier, DC-Miocic was the most dominant heavyweight champion in UFC history.
Without a doubt, he deserves it. Here's the thing. Daniel Cormier afterwards was all about, you know, hey, he deserves the rematch. And I think that Daniel Cormier still feels that way, but Daniel Cormier is a company man. So I think a lot of this is BS. I think it's what the company wants. I don't think they want him to push for a rematch with Stipe because I think they saw that it didn't sell very well.
No, it did not.
And the other reason is what makes sense makes dollars, you know, and for him, this doesn't make sense. It's not going to make him as much money as the other fights that are potentially on the horizon. When you're looking at one more fight, or maybe we're going to see two more. I think he'll probably just be one and done. If it's going to be one last fight, he's not going to be gunning for Stipe.
Nope.
He already beat Stipe quickly, dominantly, and it's not a big payday. So what does he have to gain from that?
I believe in this fight is the fight for change the sport. I think this fight is the fight for people believe more in your heart, believing more in your dreams. Because this matter happen is not about how much you owed or it's not about your age, it's about how much you have passion inside your heart, how much you love your job, how much you believe in yourself and doing something for yourself, how much you working hard and continue working. That's the message and that's the fight come Saturday, you know.
Kelvin has gone on the record and says he will knock you out in the first. His manager was on earlier saying that he will knock you out. What do you make of him continuing to stick by this prediction? Do you feel like he's not respecting you?
No, you know, a lot of guys have said that. And a lot of guys have tried that. But, you know, to most of those guys, disappointment.
What's your prediction? I'm
coming in really good. You know, I'm coming in probably the fittest, healthiest, and strongest I've ever been. So, you know, I'm a great fighter on my bad day. So, yeah, you can take that as you will.
I just think he's seen everything that Anderson's going to throw at him. I think he's been watching Anderson. I think this is probably the most favorable matchup for him out of all of those guys. I really believe it. Why? Because when you get another technical striker, a guy who's trying to come forward and be creative, I just don't think he's going to be as creative as Israel Adesanya. Adesanya has faced so many high-level kickboxers and boxers. I think Israel Adesanya, not only does he win, but he wins impressively. We can't forget that Anderson Silva was one of the best strikers, one of the best fighters in UFC history. But, you know, him in his 40s now, not being able to rely on his speed like he did when he was younger, I just don't see it going well. I don't see this as a pretty performance for him. I think it's going to be a dominant 3-round. I see a 3-round knockout for Israel Adesanya.
Khabib is a very, very moral person. You know, he isn't a guy that's going around, you know, acting out. He was pushed to a certain degree. Still, he's accountable for his actions. He's accountable for what he caused afterwards, and he was punished. $500,000, in my opinion, was absolutely ridiculous, way over the top, far too much. And I just thought the line that he said, the Nevada Commission want to lecture me or morally judge me. This is the state that legalizes prostitution, gambling, and there were some other things as well. And I thought, you know what? Yeah, that was a good line.
I don't know if I agree.
Why?
Because I don't have a moral issue with gambling or prostitution. I think that it's your body, it's your money. You can do what you want to do with it.
Absolutely. It is your body, and you can do what you want with it. But also at the same time, here's a guy who has a guy that's, you know, insulting his religion, his father, his culture, all this type of stuff. And here's a place that's so lenient on moral judgment, you know, but they're going to come down like a, you know, with the hammer and fine you $500,000.
It's hypocritical. It is.
It's bullshit.
Listen, the UFC, what they're doing right now, they run a promotion, right? They understand they need to get Conor back credibility. They're gonna match him up with layup, like Cowboy, like somebody they know Conor have a chance to beat. But I don't think Cowboy, it's an easy fight, you know. But at the end of the day, and in the process, maybe Khabib can lose. You know what I'm saying? And after that, Conor fight again for the title. Because, let's be real, this is the biggest rematch in UFC history, right?
Right.
But in the long run, it's not. The UFC will lose money because if Conor gets smashed again, because he will get smashed again, him and his own entire punk team, they will get all smashed. You know, inside the cage, outside the cage, in the parking lot, in the shower. You know, don't drop the soap, baby. You know,
that's wrong.
They just they cannot defeat us.
No! And he's going right at Dylan Dennis! Mayhem! Oh no! Total chaos here. It looks like UFC security has corralled Khabib Nurmagomedov. Well, Khabib wasn't kidding when he said no handshake after the fight.
People down. Yes! What do you got to do to beat this guy?